Are you a couple close to pulling the trigger on starting Social Security? The good news is there are some simple strategies you can use and combined with your spouse to increase your lifetime benefits. I'm going to discuss 3 different benefits or 3 different strategies that you can try. So stick around. Hi, I'm Scott. I was a college professor for many years, and now I teach couples like you close to retirement how to clarify your goals, master your money, and gain confidence as you enter the next chapter. Let's do a little basics to make sure we're on the same page when it comes to understanding Social Security. First step is that you need to have created an account or will create an account on Social Security so that you can check your annual benefits statement. You need to know going forward what is your expected full age of retirement benefits. So in this annual report, you can see an example what are going to be the payoffs for each of these years between 62 and 70. Now in this particular example, notice this person, if they wait till age 67, will get $3,600 per month. If, however, they get too anxious and want to start early at age 62, they only get $2,500 a month. Now that might not sound like a big difference, $2,500 versus $3,600, but that's per month. So that's $1,100 per month. So that's what, almost $13,000, a little over $13,000 per year. Now, if they wait till age 70, they're going to get $4,500 per month. So the difference between taking it 62 and waiting till age 70 is now $24,000 per year. So it's certainly worth consideration on what is your best starting age. Now this leads to a lot of people to say, should I start at 62 or should I start at 70? Well, conventional wisdom says wait as long as you can. So as long as you don't need your Social Security benefits, as long as you can continue to live off of your savings and withdrawing from your retirement account, let's push that off as much as possible. There's a common term called break-even analysis. And so this says, at what point do you catch up compared to starting at age 62 versus 67 versus 70? So imagine 3 siblings, 3 triplets. They're the same age, they work the same job for their careers, they all retire at age 62. Peter decides to start benefits at age 62. Paul decides to wait until age 67, and Mary decides to wait until age 70. Now clearly for those first 5 years, Peter racks up a lead because he's going to be retrieving, in our case, $1,400 per month. At age 67, Paul starts his, Mary waits until age 70, and then she starts hers. Well, at this chart, we see that Paul eventually catches up at age 78. These are lifetime accumulated benefits of Social Security. And then it takes Mary until age 80 until she catches up. After that point, assuming they all 3 live beyond 80, Mary is going to accumulate much more benefits. So, rule of thumb, wait as long as you can. Now this makes perfect sense for a single benefit person. But what about a couple? Turns out couples have different strategies they can mix and match to coordinate their benefits and potentially increase their lifetime benefits. Strategy number 1 is to boost or maximize spousal benefits. So if you're in the scenario where you and your spouse, your full-time benefits at age 67 are twice as much or more than your spouse, so let's suppose you're getting $3,000 and your spouse is getting anything less than $1,500, maybe you're getting $4,000 and your spouse is getting anything less than $2,000, or vice versa, your spouse is getting $4,000 and your benefits are less than $2,000. If you've got that 2-to-1 ratio, then spousal benefits will be a good strategy for you. So when you claim your benefits, you are eligible to get up to half of your spouse's benefits. But just like we saw on the previous chart that says the longer that you wait, the more your benefits accumulate, that's the same thing for spousal benefits. If you were to claim at age 62 as a spouse, you wouldn't get that full 50%. you'd only get about 32.5%. The longer you wait until age 67, you max out at 50% of your partner's benefits. Going beyond 67, unlike regular benefits, doesn't help any. So what is the maximization strategy? If you're in the situation where one of you is going to be due spousal benefits, you should wait until at age 67. You want to make sure you get that full 50% of your partner's benefits. Now, if you'd like a second opinion or a trusted mentor as you develop your own retirement plan, I help couples just like you for a flat fee. Take a look at the link down below to learn more about me and my process, and then schedule an introductory call. Strategy number 2, we want to maximize survivor benefits. So when one of you dies, the survivor, or the widow/widower, is able to retrieve or receive the higher of the two benefits. They don't get to keep both benefits, but the higher of the two. So that's why it's often important that for the spouse with the higher benefits, you should wait as long as possible, age 67, 68, maybe to age 70 as possible. Because really what you're setting up is not just the lifetime benefits for yourself, but the lifetime benefits of your spouse as well. That's going to be for as long as both of them live. Now, in this traditional life expectancy model, the husband dies before the wife, assuming that they're the same age. We want Mary to live as long as possible, earning that full $5,000 per month rather than her $3,000 per month. So what is the strategy? To maximize survivor benefits, the person with the highest income, therefore the highest benefits, should wait as long as possible, factoring in that one of the two of you are probably going to live into your 90s. And then strategy 3 is to take advantage of age gaps. So in these past two scenarios, we're assuming that you're about the same age, 1, 2, maybe 3 years apart. But let's look at a scenario where Tom and Mary are 5 years apart. In particular, Tom is younger than Mary, but will have the higher benefit. So they both retire, well, Tom retires at age 62, Mary is older, 5 years older, so at 67 she starts her benefits, but it's her personal benefits. So it's not her spousal benefits yet, because you have to wait until your spouse, in this case Tom, starts his benefits. But at age 67, we're going to start Mary's benefits. Maybe she's making $1,500 per month. For the next 5 years, while we're waiting for Tom to get to age 67, she's accumulating dollars, benefits for herself. That's going to help to supplement their living expenses while they're retired, in addition to withdrawing from their retirement account. Finally, at age 67 for Tom, and Mary is now, 72, Tom can now start getting his $4,000, and then Mary can now turn on her spousal benefits, getting 50% or $2,000, and now combined they get $6,000 for the rest of their life. Now this is only one of several different permutations, depending on who's older, what the age difference is, who has the higher benefits between the two. So I just challenge you, encourage you to take a look at, if you do have a large age gap, think about who should file first and when and why, with the goal of increasing your combined lifetime benefits. So there you have it, 3 strategies that used as a couple can improve or increase your benefits for your lifetime. I create these videos to make sure you understand your finances, clarify your goals, reduce taxes during retirement, avoid costly mistakes. So if you like these videos, be sure to subscribe so that you can see future ones. And in fact, here's a link to another one you might enjoy.